Hey guys, I'm Victoria with Brinkley RV. Today I'm going to show you guys how to properly close each entryway prior to travel. All right guys, we are inside the Model G and we're actually going to start with the 3 Seasons wall. So prior to closing the ramp door or anything else, we need to make sure that it is properly latched. So as you can see, I have that nicely latched here. And then you want to make sure that your storm windows are actually in the down position. So I left one up. What we're going to do is we're going to pinch both of these in and just lower that down. So now that we have this in the closed position and it's latched, all the windows down, we're now going to go outside and start closing up the ramp door. So when we close up the ramp door, we need to make sure that this rear entry door is actually fully open. This will allow the ramp door to come out and for pressure to escape out this entryway. So as you can see, my door is now fully open. So now let's go ahead and walk over to the ramp. We're just going to go right over here. I do have this door down into the ramp position. So what we're going to first do is we are going to grab these cables, these little eyelets. This door is rather light, so we're going to lift up with one hand, keeping this cable in hand. We're going to remove this pin and we are going to insert this through the eyelet and also through the bracket. So just like that. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side real fast. So let's come over here. Same thing. After you have the one cable in, you don't actually have to hold it. We have the cable in hand. We're going to remove this. Make sure that it's nice and in the center. Now, you might have to lift up slightly. I like to use my hip and just make sure that it's nice and tight right there. So now that we have our cables properly secure, what we're going to do is we're going to lift up on the door, both hands, and just walk it straight up. And make sure that you have a nice firm press on it. And then after, you want to make sure that you give it a nice tug to make sure that the door is properly secure. All right, so now that we have the patio up, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come to the rear entryway. I always like to start with the steps first, so let's go ahead and start with that. We're going to take this bottom, roll it up, same thing, roll it up, and then we're just going to slide that right in. I'm going to grab these keys. For the door, we're just going to close it, give it a nice firm press, make sure that the locks engage. Now, for the sake of this video, I am going to use our master keys, which are different colors and also different keys for the padlock and also the deadbolt. On yours, it is a key-to-like system, so it will just be one key for both. So starting with the padlock, we're just going to insert this here, and then we are going to rotate, and you can actually hear the lock engage. Then we are going to position out and pull. Then what we are going to do is, let me just take the next color. We're going to insert, rotate, and pull the key straight out. Before you move on to the next entry door, we're going to make sure that we give it a nice check. We're going to also pull on the door, make sure that it's actually properly engaged. If it is not properly engaged, what you would want to do is make sure that you unlock both the padlock and the deadbolt and start the process all over again. So now let's go take a look at your main entry. All right, so now we are at the main entryway, and to start, we're actually going to start with this handrail. So it is telescopic, so you press on the bottom portion and slide it in. This rear magnet is going to come in contact with this metal plate on this back side. So we're going to just slide that down and then insert the pin at the bottom, which can be found in your owner's information package. Then what we are going to do is we are going to lift the steps. Now these steps do have adjustable legs, so on the side you can actually just pull this pin straight out and make sure that they're level with the ground, or push them in if you would like them fully in prior to pulling the steps up. Now that is optional though, you don't have to. There is enough clearance to leave them as they are. So what we're going to do is we're just going to rotate these up. We're going to make sure that we're standing nice and centered. We're going to kneel down, make sure that we have both hands on the steps and lift up. Then what you're going to do is make sure, again, with both hands, you walk them up in place. So now off to your left-hand side, you will see this blue lever here, and you want to make sure that it is properly engaged and that the steps are locked in place with that lever prior to letting go, just in case something happened and it didn't fully engage. So now that we have that done, we are then going to take the door, and same thing, we're going to give it a nice firm press. Make sure that you hear it, and you can either lock the deadbolt by this or with the keys, which I'm going to grab the keys and I'll be right back. So now that I'm prepared and actually have my keys, again, I just want to point out that I am using master keys, so they do look a little bit different than yours. This is a key-to-like system, so yours will just be one key for both the deadbolt and the padlock. So in this case though, again, mine are going to be different colored. I'm going to try doing this left-handed. Insert this, we're going to rotate. That was the wrong direction. We're going to rotate, make sure that we hear the lock engage, and then rotate it back vertical and pull straight out. And then for the padlock, we're going to do the same thing, insert, rotate, but pull out at the symbol. Don't rotate it back, pull out at the symbol to make sure that it's properly engaged. From there, do your check, pull on the door, make sure that it's firmly in place. And again, if for some reason it is not, you'll want to make sure that you unlock and start the process all over again. So guys, that right there is how you do it.